everyone. Come on in because I am so excited, y'all. I'm excited because we got another show that I think we got a winner, y'all. I hope everyone's going to watch this show with me. It's called Heart and Hustle on TV. On TV, it is season one, episode one. They're calling this episode Make It Rain. And y'all, I think we got a winner. We got a winner. I'm so excited about there being a reality TV show about a group of women. Some are single, some are married, and Carlos King is not producing it. Thank you, Lord Jesus, because I am sick of Carlos King. Because, if he was producing the show, they're going to break up some couples. They are definitely going to break up some couples because that's what Carlos King does. But I ain't going to lie, I was a little triggered at first when I started hearing some of these ladies' names, their names like Latoria. Latoria, then we had a Labrina. I said, oh, not no more La names or lay names, because we got Letitia over there on Huntsville. We got Latrice and Lakeisha over there on Bell Collective. And both of them shows I don't watch. And I was thinking, no, please no more La names. But you know what? It worked out okay because in the end, I like all the ladies. They all different. They all different. And I think they all bring a little something different to the show. But so far, it looks like an interesting group. And they got a lot of ladies. So I don't think anyone has to be feeling like they got to carry the show because there's a lot of ladies. It's an ensemble, a lot of ladies here to bring some interesting stuff. And this episode I felt was very interesting. I think all the ladies are going to keep it real with us. I know on this show, they were trying to paint Elena as the person who's holding back, trying to have a facade about her marriage. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But the one I got the vibes with the most, that's not really truly being all the way genuine, is actually Latoria. I ain't gonna lie. Latoria is giving me vibes like Lakeisha did. Anybody y'all watch Bell Collective? I don't watch it no more. I watched the first season, a little bit of the second, and then after that, I gave up on it. But she's giving me Lakeisha vibes, which tells me, girl, don't try to pretend like you something you ain't. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Be yourself. You good enough as yourself. But you know what? Latoria does seem like she might be the person who is going to be the glue to the group, the one, there's always got to be a person that brings everyone together. Maybe she was the first person who they approached about the show and said, hey, why don't you find the ladies and tell us who you want to be on the show with you? Because she says she is an award-winning publicist. She done build businesses from the ground up. And then she told us she was opening up this new bar, restaurant, lounge called Rain. It was a soft opening for it. And I said, oh my goodness, not somebody else opening up another restaurant business. Has anyone told people that the restaurant business is tough? It has one of the highest failure rates. Restaurants, clubs, lounges, bars. But all these, the housewives, all these reality TV show women, they love to open up restaurants. And they all go under. Tell me one successful restaurant besides the one over there on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That woman got a real successful one, that white woman. I hear that even Todd and Candy's old lady gang and they steakhouse closed because the word on the street, and I kind of believe it, is that I think Candy's check was supplementing those restaurants. I'm telling you, even if she was making money or the food was good, I don't know, I've never been. It's hard to make money in the restaurant business, especially now that they don't raise all the wages. It's tough. It's a tough business. And now that Candy ain't on Housewives of Atlanta, I don't know if she can be supplementing all these businesses anymore. I know Candy, I don't want to get off topic, but I know she got that big Broadway show hit with Denzel Washington. It was a big hit. I even think they won an award. Didn't they win an award or was up for an award? But that's another business. Broadway, sometimes those are passion projects. People don't really make a lot of money. Even when you get a lot of people that come, the amount of money you got to pay everybody and the production, it ends up eating up a lot of your profits. But anyway, we all off topic. I just want to say that I wish Latoria well in her new business. But I hope she don't spend her whole check from this show on that business, because that's a tough, tough business. And then we had Chloe, who she ended up being one of the outspoken ones. Chloe says she's a wedding and event planner. She got all them lip injections in her lips. She doing a lot. She doing a whole lot. But everybody on here was an entrepreneur. I said, can we have some regular smuggler people, some people who just, get up and go to work 9 to 5? Can we honor those women? Can we honor women that get up every day, go to work, and have jobs like nurses and teachers? What's wrong? Nurses and teachers, and we got storylines. We got interesting stuff to talk about. We did see that we had a STEM major. Hello, y'all know I'm a STEM major. I'm an engineer, and I was so happy to see that there was a young lady on her name here. Her name is Munira. She's an electrical engineer. She's beautiful. She got a family. She's got a beautiful family. I think she got 4 daughters. So her husband is definitely a dad, a girl's dad, as they call it these days. And but then I heard she quit being an engineer, and so now she's a content creator. I said, oh, I thought I was gonna give me a regular old woman going to work 9 to 5, and next thing you know, we find out she is a content creator. But we need to have some regular women with regular jobs, so people don't think that just to live a good life, you all got to be entrepreneurs. It's a lot of entrepreneurs out here these days, and entrepreneurial life is tough. Don't be turning up your nose at no 9 to 5 job, no steady paycheck, especially when you got 2 entrepreneurs in the family. That's tough. That's why we're going to get into it with Elena. I already know Elena having marital problems, because let me tell you, I know a lot of marital couples who are entrepreneurs, and it's tough on the marriage. So Elena, you don't need to be ashamed of what's going on in your marriage, because if I can give anybody advice when it comes to marriage, don't go into business with your spouse. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's a strain on the marriage. It's hard. Me and my husband tried it for a couple of years. Let me tell you, it was hard. It was hard. I had to break it up. I said, oh no, we got to break this up. So I understand what Elena is going through when it comes to trying to give a little space between her and her husband as they redefine their roles in the marriage, because it got a little blurry when you do business together. Because I'm like, man, you got enough. Think about it. Can you imagine having to agree with your husband, not only in personal life things, in terms of like where you're going to go eat dinner, where you're going to go on vacation, what you do with the kids, but now you got to agree with your husband in the business world too? Imagine, ladies, that 9 to 5 that you go to, what if you had to ask your boyfriend or your husband opinion on everything you do at that job? It's a lot, ladies. It's a lot. Let me tell you. So I understand. She said they sleep in the separate bedrooms because she need a little space. I know she do, because she's like, I see you all day at work. I'm talking to you all day at work. I don't like some of the decisions you make at work. I don't like this. I don't like that. And that next thing you know, she don't even want to sleep in the bed with him. Girl, but you're going in the right direction, Elena. The right direction is this. One is you talking to some other married women who can understand your situation. Don't be going over there talking to Chloe, because Chloe's over there talking about what she would do if she was married. And the truth is, we find out about Chloe that she was only married for 2 months. She might have been with the man for 7 years, right? She was with him as a girlfriend for 7 years. Then she said they got married on their 7th wedding anniversary date, or the 7th anniversary date. That's a meeting of being a couple. And then he died within 2 months. So Chloe ain't never been married. So you know what, Chloe, step aside. And what I like what Elena did, she went on over there and talked to married women so that she does not feel shamed by single women. Single women always trying to shame married women, talking about you in a struggle marriage, you in a struggle married. I'm telling you, married ladies, you better get you some other married friends so that you don't feel judged and you don't feel shamed. And what it'll allow you to do is feel comfortable enough to open up about some truth going into your marriage. And hopefully you can find someone, a friend, a girlfriend you can talk to that can help you sort through it. Because a lot what goes wrong in marriages, especially with married women, is they're ashamed to say that they're having problems. Elena talks about it. That's what she's getting to. But anyway, we had Labrina, and that's who she went to talk to. And I like Labrina. She one of my favorites. She got it going on. She got a spa too. She got ranch. She got a ranch. She got horses. She got a good looking husband. She got a nice house. I don't know if they have children. They didn't say yet. I think they have children. But she shared a lot too. She shared, hey, she told Elena, listen, girl, I know what you're going through because I was cheated on when my man was in the NFL. She got her an ex-NFL player, and they're the worst cheaters of all, athletes we know. So I don't know if anybody could ever put in front of me an athlete that hasn't cheated on their girlfriend. I wouldn't even believe it. I wouldn't. I know a lot of people out here trying to deny how bad the cheating rate is, but it's bad. I mean, there's a saying out here that says you either have been cheated on, or you're being cheated on now, or your husband has cheated in the past, or your boyfriend has cheated in the past with someone else, even when you weren't with him, or he's going to cheat on you in the future. And a lot of people don't understand that you really just recycling these cheaters. Because when one woman breaks up with a cheater, what you think that man is doing? Going to some type of cheater prison where he don't get to date for 10, 15, 20 years, and then he comes out rehabilitated? Nah. Most of people out here in the dating world, which is why people say the dating world is trash, is because a lot of people are really just recycling all the throwaways other women threw away. That's why they say the dating pool is bad. But it also tells you that people really need to understand what their expectations are, have deep conversations with their partners, and also have some contingency plans and some strategies around if you find yourself in positions where you thought you wouldn't be in, but what would you do? And that's how I see Elena. I see Elena is trying to figure it all out. We got Ro. She's a general manager. She also is a consultant for nightclubs and bars. Later on, she's going to talk about how she need a man that's 6'5". He need to have muscles and he needs to be rich. And I guess he don't need to cheat either. So I guess she'll be single a while. You know what? I can always predict a person who's going to be single a while. Ro going to be one of them. She going to be single for a minute. She's going to be single for a minute. But who else did we have? So we had Latoria, Chloe, Labrina, Ro, Munira, and also Elena. That's the ladies. And they all got together at Latoria's little soft opening. They said the food was slow. The food coming out was slow. The drinks weren't that good. And Latoria said, well, it is a soft opening. And Labrina says, you got to have excellence, girl. I love Labrina's accent from is Texas considered the South? She got that Southern Houston, Texas accent, her and her husband both. I just loved it. I loved her realness. And she said, I'm a business owner too, and I'm tired of black businesses saying we can get away with good food but bad service. I went to a place just like that recently, good food and bad service. It's a trade-off sometimes. We are sick of it, black businesses. We are sick of it. But Elena stepped up in there. She wasn't wearing her wedding ring. And everybody started getting on her, talking about why you ain't got your wedding ring. She says, let me tell you something. I've been knowing my husband for 21 years. They've been married for 15 years. And right now we got a lot going on. And that's when Chloe entered the chat and started talking about, my husband better never do that. I better never not see my husband with no ring on. And Elena was talking about they need a little bit of a breather. They need to be sleeping in separate bedrooms because she said, I'm tired of doing business with my man. I'm tired of looking at my man. I'm tired of making decisions with my man. I'm tired of everything with my man. I need a little bit of space. And what Chloe said was, that ain't no good marriage. But Labrina said, you know what? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Let's give her a little break. Let's give it a little break because marriages can be up and down. And Labrina, she really hasn't been married that long. She another one. They've been together for 10 years, but right now they in their honeymoon stage still. They only been married for a couple of years. But Elena said they're trying to learn to be friends again. Yeah, because you don't spend so much time being business partners, talking money, talking business, talking strategy. You don't lost the friend portion. Let me tell you, it's not so easy to combine all these parts of your life. And anybody who says it is, I'm gonna tell you right now, they lying, they lying, they lying. Most of you can't even get along with your coworkers or your bosses at work. Imagine having to get along with your husband or your wife and then coming home and making another whole round of decisions with them. I don't condone it, y'all. I do not suggest it at all. I just don't. But when Elena says she been with the same man all her life, Chloe entered the chat with all her trauma. Talking about, oh, that's boring. I would get bored. I need some funky sex. I need to move around. I was like, what's wrong with Chloe? You come to find out that Chloe is a widow, right? Because her husband, they got married, like I said, on their 7th anniversary of being together, boyfriend, girlfriend. He died 2 months later. They have 3 children. She already had a son who is well into his 20s. And then she had 2 younger children with her husband. And the girls look like they at least 10 years old. So she must have had those with her husband prior to them actually, actually getting married. She had those girls with them. But if Chloe thinks she got it all together, she's wrong too. First of all, them lip injections ain't all together. They don't look good, Chloe. They really don't. So you need to go get those fixed first. And then Chloe, who's about 44 years old, is dating a man who is 17 years younger than him, which means he's 27. And I'm with Labrina and everyone else saying, listen. Chloe over here dating this man, 17 years younger. You know what? If he were in his 30s, like 35, and then she was like, he was like at least 33, and then maybe she was a little older. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to clean up, but it still feels a little bit weird to me. I think it's too big of an age difference. And I'm with Labrina. Girl, all you get from him is the D. That's it. And this whole thing about younger men want older women now, let me tell you what I think it is. I don't think Chloe's a sugar mama, and I don't think even Ro talking about how she want a younger man is a sugar mama. I don't think that's what they're doing. I think there are a group of men out there in the age of 27, and what they like is they like the maturity of an older woman. They like the experience of an older woman. And let me tell you what they really like. They like the fact that these women are not pressing them for children or marriage. That's what I think it is. Because a lot of men at the age of 27, the women in their age group, those women are looking to get married and have some kids. That's what they're looking to do. So, and right now they don't want to get married and have kids. So one of the safest ways to date and not get pressure to get married and have kids is to date an older woman. That's what I think. So it ain't nothing about Chloe looks good for her age and these young men want some younger women. Nah, these young men want a woman that's not going to put a lot of pressure on them. And these poor young girls, let me tell you, y'all got it rough out here in the dating world. And black ladies better come up with some new techniques of dating because the dating landscape has changed. And unfortunately, a lot of young black women in the age of this 27, they doing the same old dating techniques. Same old, they're not moving with the times. Black men are dating other women, other nationality, other cultures. Now black men are dating, younger women. Black men are venturing out. And here we got black women doing nothing but the 2-step. The same old thing. Black women got the same old dating strategy they had 30 years ago, and they're falling behind. They better diversify. They better diversify in cultures, races, everything. And they better diversify themselves, the type of activities like they like to do, all this kind of stuff. Everybody out here talking about Megan Thee Stallion dating Clay. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad she's learning some new stuff like playing golf and eating sushi and doing whatever else he's trying to introduce her to, going fishing. I'm glad. Black women need to diversify because right now, a lot of black women, 2-step. Same trick pony. Want to eat the same old foods. Want to do the same old type of dates. Nothing new. Falling behind in the dating world because they have not diversified. That's like owning a business and people say, hey, you know what? We're not writing checks no more. We're not paying cash no more. You need to be digital. And you sit over there tomorrow. No, I still want to accept checks because that's what I like. That's a lot of Black women in dating. They're too afraid to learn new skills in dating and also develop new habits and new interests. They just want to do the same old thing. The same old thing. They scared. They scared. I know Black women are here talking about, I want a Black man. I want a Black man. But I think a lot of Black women are afraid of learning new dating techniques, learning to become interested in different types of things, different type of music, different type of activities. So that way they can enjoy people who are different from them. Black women need to expand your horizons so that you can have a larger dating pool. I know, later on they was telling Latoya she needed to date a Nigerian. That's about as far as Black women are going now. Now for them, they're like, okay, maybe I'll consider an African. That's as far as they going. Come on now, ladies, get with it. Ro got a whole list. She don't want no one shorter. She wants someone rich. She wants someone with muscles. You got to be 6'5". Like I said, she another one. You better expand your dating options. Beyonce done introduce some of y'all back to country music. You better go back to your roots and like some country music and start having something in common with some different type of men. Get on out there. Get on out there and learn something new. But Elena was mad when Chloe started talking about her husband wasn't fine. And Elena said, don't be saying my husband ain't fine. My man is fine. Good for you. Good for you, Elena. But then I had to look at Elena a little cross-eyed when she started talking about, well, Chloe's just mad because she can't pull the type of man I can pull. I said, girl, what kind of men you pulling? You married. Girl, you married. You retired from pulling men. What are you talking about? Something tells me we're going to hear a little something about Elena and maybe her husband. I don't know. Are they swingers? Are they in an open marriage? I have no idea because the way she was talking about pulling the type of men, I was like, well, how would you know when you marry? What kind of men are you pulling? You mean because the man looks at you and says hi? But you shouldn't be pulling no men if you've been married for the last 15 years. What's going on, Elena? I think we're going to learn something, y'all. We might learn something coming up on these next episodes. Because, girl, you supposed to be retired from pulling men. But the way you talking, you still out there in the streets competing. I don't know, Elena. What's going on? But I like that they had a little couples night, a little couples dinner. We got Will and Labrina came to dinner. And then they had Norman. He was there with Munira. That's the couple they had there. And then Josh and Elena showed up. Like I said, couples need to wine and dine and spend with each other. Just like ladies all need to have single friends. They also need to have a cohort in a group of married women. And they always getting together for a little bit of dinner at Labrina's house, which is very, very nice. They had some very good conversations. And we later on find out that Elena and her man Josh ain't had sex for 2 months. And Labrina said, girl, your coochie is full of cobwebs. What the hell is going on? It's all that separateness she's trying to create. You can still sleep in separate bedrooms, but have sex. I mean, what's the difference? A lot of women go over men's houses and have sex and then get up and go home. So just because you're in a separate bedroom means y'all can't creep into the room with each other and have a little sex. So I don't know, Elena. I think we're going to find out a little bit more of what's going on with y'all. Just a little bit more. But I was happy that she finally sat down and talked to Labrina. And Labrina talked about how she was cheated on too, which I think allowed Elena to really open up and talk about some of her fears about this facade, this veneer, this mask to try to show that her marriage is so perfect. Let me tell you, when you fake it and try to pretend like your marriage is so perfect, what happens is because you're so busy keeping up the facade, the fakeness, and the mask, you never really get to the part of working on your marriage. Because let me tell you, in order to work on your marriage, you have to be able to admit that something is wrong with your marriage. And you have to spend time saying, I need to work on my marriage. But if all you're doing is pretending like your marriage is fine, then you never really gonna fix the problem. So part of actually repairing your marriage and making your marriage more stronger or better, or repairing those bad parts of your marriage, is at first admitting, Houston, we got a problem. We in Houston, and Houston, we have a problem. But Chloe, she over here now. She thinks she just like younger men. But I think Chloe is going through some trauma her own self, some grief of loss with her husband, who was the love of her life. And it's almost like she said, "I don't want no man ever to die on me again. So I'm gonna marry me. I'm gonna get with a young man." I ain't gonna lie. That's what it was given to me. Like Chloe went all the way to young because she didn't want no older man dying on her again. That's what it was given. And then Chloe, the part I didn't get about Chloe was when her son was so upset about her dating a younger man who pretty much is the same age as him. She didn't get why he was upset about it. And I didn't like that about Chloe, because I was thinking, okay, Chloe, let's put the shoe on the other foot. Let's say your son Nico came home with a 45-year-old woman. You think you wouldn't have something to say about it? You don't think you think some kind of way about it? Yes, you would. What if some 45-year-old woman came home with Nico and that woman looked better than Chloe? Chloe would have a problem. She would have a real big problem. So I don't know. I don't know if Chloe is self-absorbed. We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out as this show goes on. But Rose, another one over there, doing business with a good friend, talking about now she want to quit and do something else, get away from her best friend, but it's hard for her to separate the friendship from the business, and the friend don't want her to leave. I see, that's what I'm telling you. Business with friends, family, spouses, anyone, it's tough. I don't suggest it. I don't suggest it at all. It's really, really difficult to keep the roles, responsibilities straight. And then when you want to move in a different direction, you feel guilty. It's harder. That person wants to maybe keep you in the game. It's tough. It really is tough. I don't recommend it to anyone. Piece of advice: don't do business with your spouse, and try not to do it with family. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. But like I said, this was a good first show, good first episode. I really enjoyed it. So I'm definitely going to be continuing to watch it. And I hope all of y'all will watch it with me too. And I will see y'all next time for episode 2. Alrighty, bye.